On July the 1st, the Supreme Court overturned the conviction of a Pennsylvania man who has been continuously posting violent message on his Facebook page. And today we're here to discuss how the decision will affect for communication and social media in particular. Anthony Alonis began posting a series of rap lyrics on Facebook, fantasizing about killing his wife and others after his wife left him in 2010. He was charged with transmitting threats and was sentenced to jail. He appealed to the Supreme Court, claiming those rap lyrics were therapeutic in the form of constitutionally protected free speech. On June the 1st, the Supreme Court said the law required proof of an intent to threaten for conviction and overturned this case. What do you think of this case?
I was just disappointed in the case that the court chose the sort of least adventurous way of handling it, or the narrowest way of handling it, by saying, oh, the statute requires intent, you didn't have intent. I would have liked to see them start to grapple with the whole First Amendment question, which eventually they're going to have to do. But in most cases, courts are loath to go beyond what they have to do.
Then what constitutes a threat in the online world?
First of all, the question becomes, is it my intent to threaten, or is it your interpretation that it's threatening? However, when you start posting things that other people can see in a broad basis, it raises different question and a lot of interpretation. It gets even worse when you use something like Twitter, because it has such limited, space that nuance and detail are obviously lost, and it comes off usually as a lot more harsh, a lot more bright line than in other media.
How can we avoid being the victim of cyber stalker?
Well, when you get into cyber stalking or cyber harassment, it's really another level. That's where you have repeated messages over and over, people going after a targeted, much different than posting something on your Facebook page. And there, the problem most often is identifying the person, because they can post anonymously, they can spoof their addresses, all kinds of things.
What can we do to them?
You could try suing them civilly. You could go in and try and get an injunction to prohibit them from doing it, restraining order. But in each case, the law is totally unclear on this. You also have to identify the person.
And for those free speech advocates, how can they assert their First Amendment rights while not crossing the line?
They're in the same dilemma as the people who are, receiving the messages. The line's not clear. They can speak, and then they take the risk that, depending on the jurisdiction, depending on the people involved, they may end up in a court battle. And I can't tell you exactly where the line is, because the courts have not drawn it. The legislatures haven't drawn it. It's sort of the wild, wild west.
For Arlington Public News, I'm Eve Liu.